Netflix's desired theatrical window length for Warner Bros. Movies revealed in potentially devastating move for theatres. With Netflix planning to acquire Warner Bros., which is still crazy to even think about, that's actually a thing, conversations have been directed on what this would mean for the theatrical industry, and a new report is very concerning. Netflix, when it chooses to release movies in cinemas, has historically done the bare minimum of a roughly 2-week run in order to qualify select movies for awards consideration. Now, however, Deadline reports that Netflix's plans for theatrical runs after the emergence of Warner Bros. Still contrast with what major movie theatre chains believe should be the standard. Netflix have been proponents of a 17-day window which would streamroll the theatrical business, while circuits such as AMC believe the line needs to be held at around 45 days. The Netflix CEO told the media, "There's been a lot of talk about theatrical distribution, so we want to set the record straight. We are 100% committed to releasing Warner Bros. Films in theatres with industry standard windows." However, as Deadline also says, the town continues to worry about what traditional means for Netflix. But you guys, I don't know if you're regular moviegoers or whatnot, or whether you prefer to watch movies at home on streaming, but I'm a big moviegoer. I love going to the cinema. It's one of my favourite things to do. I worry about the future of cinema. I really do. Not in an extreme way, but I do worry about the future of cinema. Especially when you got all these streaming services out there, and if a film doesn't really do well, for the most part, it gets taken out of cinema straight away and probably put on streaming within the next week or two. So this whole Netflix deal with Warner Bros., although it's interesting, it's very interesting, is also very concerning at the same time for moviegoers such as myself. A 17-day window would make it even more difficult for major titles to earn enough money to break even through ticket sales, and prove that a theatrical release is still a valuable business model. Meanwhile, Warner Bros. Is one of the biggest contributors to keeping the industry alive, the theatrical industry that is, box office hits from 2025. This, Netflix plans, could prevent this from happening again. Netflix has been a part of a major theatrical phenomenon or two. This year, with the mind-blowing popularity of K-pop Demon Hunters on streaming, Netflix released a fantasy musical adventure in cinemas for 2 weekends only, both in August and October. K-pop Demon Hunters was a significant box office hit within this time frame and was nominated and has since been nominated for cinematic and box office achievement by the Golden Globes. The series finale of Stranger Things was also shown in theatres on New Year's Eve, in addition to the theatrical release of Oscars hopefuls A House of Dynamite, Frankenstein and Jelly Kelly earlier this year. These instances demonstrate that Netflix executives do see the value and potential profits in making a theatrical experience out of certain titles, but they still want to prioritize the streaming model. On one hand, of course it makes sense for Netflix to want to prioritize its streaming model because that's what it's based on. That's what made it such a huge success over the years. However, at the same time, I do want movies to stay in cinemas for as long as possible. Whether it be a 45-day window or longer, I want movies to be in cinemas for as long as possible, if they continue to make money, that is. To give them a chance to make money if they're not doing so straight away. Although it's great to watch a movie from your own home, yeah, that's amazing, don't get me wrong, that's completely fine. But at the same time, there's nothing that, but on the other hand, in my opinion, there's nothing that beats the cinema experience. Getting out the house, going to the local cinema to watch a hopefully great movie and have a great cinema viewing experience. Imagine a movie like Batman, for example, or a superhero movie of any sort that's owned by Warner Bros. Having a 17-day release window. It just doesn't make sense. There's just not enough time for it to make its movie. There's just not enough time for it to make its money back within that window. Horrible business idea. Although, I'm not a businessman, so what do I know? 45-day release window, that's pretty much perfect. That's the standard, that's the regular, and I think that's what it should stay at, personally. But enough of me yapping on. What do you think about this? Are you on board with Netflix purchasing Warner Bros? Do you have any concern about Netflix purchasing Warner Bros? What do you think this means for the cinema industry with Netflix acquiring Warner Bros? So overall, please let me know your feelings down below in the comment section. I'm always curious to get your opinions. And until next time, take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Bye-bye for now.